And then start the screen. So let's go review the weekend project, right? To like manipulate the images, you need to use a package called Gym. And basically, you have to install Gym, import it, and then you read the file using Gym.read. They path to the file, and then you have two options now. You can either use a callback function, or you can use async and await. Depend, like all people, like people who have coded before and they get used to how it worked before, they prefer using callback. But using async in a way is like a newer way to do stuff. Let me find it. I'm wondering, do we have async in a way here? I don't think we have it. Okay, whatever. Let's try an example. Text, measuring text. We have 17 results for text. So here is how we bring text on top of the image, right? I will read through this. I will explain the code here first. So you load the font that you want to print on top of the image using load font. Okay, and then you print. Okay, callback print. You bring the message on the image, right? Message can be any type. Why do we have to bring here? Let's forget about it. So here we have print. We have the font name. The first element is going to be the font. X and Y will be the starting point of the image, right? For example, 0, 0. The vertical and the horizontal x-axis and y-axis. And then the text that you want to print. And then, for example, for the horizontal axis, you want to align to the left, the center, or the right using this syntax. Okay.
Yeah, we would just copy this whole block of text.
Yeah, let's first copy the whole thing here and then try to bring the text on top of our image first. I'm going to copy this, but I need to start my server. Maybe this, right? Let's npm install Gym. Okay, right now we have the image in here. Let's say I want to hard code an image first. I want to start hard code an image first and then try to add text on that. Then we can implement it into our website later. Let's go to where were we working on? Index. Okay, close this. I'm going to close the other one. Okay. Is the font size big enough to see? You want to be smaller or bigger? Is it good enough? Bigger? I don't think I can make it bigger because it's going to take my whole screen. All right. Let's create another route to bring the image. Pause. And then print meme. Right? Function require response next. Let's return something. Return send OK, for example. And let's go with loading the image. I'm gonna copy the whole thing here. Okay, copy it. Paste it here for now. And then to use it, we need to import gym, correct? So let's take a look at how they import it. Just like this, all right. So const gym equal to require gym, right? And what else? What else do we need? We need the path URL. What's it for? Low font. I think we need the font on our computer. So how do I load original font? F5. Okay, path to the font. The font. Or you can define like that. You can use default font, right? So here's some example for default font. Copy it. Instead of having a custom font, we're gonna use a default font from Zim. Okay. Go back to documentation, and then you can print now. All right, now we can bring, but we need to initialize the image first. Right now, if you copy and paste this code, you will wonder why, how does Gym understand which image we are trying to manipulate, right? So to do that, scroll up. Scroll up. You need to do read, something like this. Read the file. Okay, let me copy this. I'm still confused. No matter how many times I use it, I'm still confused. Okay, we want to read the file first. I'm just gonna copy and paste here so that we can see it easier. Read the file, and then we read. If there's an error, we throw the error. If there's no error, we can bring it like this. So there's a problem now. So here we resize. Right, my problem is how does know that which image we're talking about. Let's try resize first. Right, I'm sorry. Coming out is resize first. Now I want to target the files from this folder, right? From this folder, for example. So how do we target that folder? Yeah, so I'm gonna say const path to original, right? Equal path.join, the directory name, plus we need to go up one level and then go inside public, up one level to public, to images, to original. Okay. Okay. Then now we can use the path name here. For example, here I'm gonna say. So this part depends on your computer, your setup. You cannot copy exactly what I have here. It depends on your structure, right? Okay. So now path to original plus the name of the file. For example, here I'm going to use this file. Copy it. Paste. The name of the file is PNG, right? Then instead of calling it lender, I'm going to call it image. Error image, and then I resize to size 256. grayscale magnet to gray and right adds a newer name with a newer name. So I'm gonna copy this part again. Testing. Let's call it testing, right? Save. Let's see how it goes. So you have to start your server first. What's the syntax to start your server? What's the command? Yeah. Path not defined. Yes, I have to import path. Require path. Okay. Try again. And now it's running actually here. Okay, now open your, wait, what's the method? What's the request method I use, I define? I forgot. Post, right? So to send this request, you have to open Postman. You can make it get. You have two ways to test. I'm gonna change to get so that I can use my browser. Okay, test it, localhost 2000, then brings mean. Okay, you see, okay. All right, let's take a look at the folder here. We successfully create a new file called testing, right? Take a look at it. It's actually resized, right? We successfully resize the image. So that's one way to resize, right? There's an optional user story to ask you to resize the image, right? So here's how you do it. Then I'm gonna delete this one. We don't need it. Next challenge, how do we bring the text on top of it? Ta-da. You can do something like this, right? We have something called image here. We have something called image here, right? Let's try it. We read the file. We have something called image. Now we copy these. We put it inside. I'm copy these. Put it in here. Uncomment it. Uncomment it. So we bring the text and then we write the image to a new file. Okay, after we bring, we write maybe here. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, something wrong there. The file doesn't go to here for some reason.
Did you delete the section image resize solid grayscale?
Yeah, I delete those. I don't need those. So what if I try here? Right. Because we have two scope of the low form and scope of the read. So I think put in here is right. Let's try again. No, doesn't work like this. What do you do? Go back. So we need something called print, right? Print here. Let's go to the documentation. There's a bunch of different uses. Let's try to use something else. We have something like this. I'm gonna find print. If you want to use a library, you need to read like all the options that you can use. Here we have low phone and then there's nothing about the images. Let me try someone. Okay, you can use something like this to initialize the image. Let me find it. Yeah. You decide. No. Append. No. You read. Okay, read, and then dot then image. We do something else. Read, and then we have then. Where the hell is then? Oh. Read, and then let's use something like this. Right? We read, then read the file. We dot then. All of these. So here in dance we have something called image. Okay. Then we have something called image, and then we can do more like image dot print, for example, and then image dot print. Brings image dot brings. Let's go with the how do you say the most basic example. Copy this, paste it here. Font, and now we need font here. We can use the default font, which is this one. Paste it here. We have, oh God, paste. Okay. Font, then font, and print. Finally, we need to write it. Read, and then write. This comma, semicolon is from the image here. Go out, then go find the dent. Dot. Do then, not here. My God. Then inside then you have to write here. So image callback dot then, and then there's a function here. The whole thing here is a function, right? As you can see here, whole thing here is a function. From this bracket to this bracket. Inside that you have a callback, image, grayscale. Inside that you have another callback, image, something. There's a lot of things. So now you need to put image here inside then. Where is it? Which then we are talking about? This then. So inside then we need that image.write. Okay, something wrong there.
You need the then before that.
Okay, yeah. Right, sorry. There's only one then here, and then you have something called catch. Error. Just console log it. Okay. So we have then image, we load the font, we bring the font on top of the image, and then we write it to here. Okay. And then if something wrong, we catch the error, console log it. Let me try again. If we fail, I need to read the solution. Right, where are we? Localhost was here. Okay, we saw it. Check. Okay, we successfully create the new file, right? Here we go. Lena half black and white. Do we have the text? Okay, there's no message. Why doesn't it say anything? Hello world. Hello. Why did? Oh. Okay. There's a bunch of construct here. X is not defined. Yeah. X is not defined. We need to define these. Go away. Sorry, I forgot about this. I'm gonna say X 0. Y is gonna be 10, for example. This pixel, guys, pixel. And max width gonna be 200 pixel. Save it. So there's no variables. There are only string and constant and numbers. Test again. Clear the log. Open the website. Hit enter. Check the error. Error. There's no error here. Means right. There's no construct on the error. And let's delete this file. Again, let me test again. Okay.
It's not on me.
There's no font. Do we? Oh shit! Too small, too large. How do I zoom out? Okay. Yeah. Check again. I bring black font on top of the image, but there's no such thing. Ooh, doesn't work. That's weird. Right. I'm lost. Need to take a look at my example of solution. GitHub.com. I remember I use different way, async and way, and it works. Meme here. Shorts. .js. So in here, I actually use the same thing. I use async and await. So basically, first I read a file. This way is more like easier to understand. I read the file using async and await. Right? I read the file, no callback at all. Don't worry about this. This line, I just check the size of the image. For example, I don't want to hard code size, for example, 200, right? It depends on what is the original size of the image that the user input. And then I create a font using this syntax, async and await. Check if there's a top input, I do something. If there's a bottom input, I will do something. And that something will be printing the text on top of the image. So this syntax is easier to understand. But I would say you have the font, you have the size, the starting point, the anchor point, 0, 0 will print at the very top left of the picture. And then there's a text here. Aligning X, like I want it to be in the center as well at the top. Dimensions, have like you want to resize it at the same time. So that's how I bring the top text, and then same time how you bring the bottom text. And then the image will be something that you have, and then here I drive the image back to my local machine. So this way it's a lot easier to understand. I don't know where I got it from. Let's see. I read a lot about this. Let's try await. How do you use async and await there? That's weird.
When did you learn your demo? Last year?
Couple of months ago. Okay. So this is your way. Okay, let's try with that new way. Delete, create, I'm gonna say const, let image equal to wait. Async, wait, because using then here is very hard because you have scope, and it doesn't recognize these lines, even though the syntax throw error, X is not defined, Y is not defined, but it doesn't bring the text for me. Let's not waste time on finding why it doesn't bring the text, even though we have this correct syntax, right? So let's await Jim read file. We read the file from here, copy and paste, read the file. And then now if you console log image, you will see something there. Next. Normally read the file, that's it. And then let's forget about this. Let's go stick to the basic first. You create a font, which is very similar to what we did, right? Like let font equal to weight Jim dot hello font. Then the name of the font Jim dot font. There are a couple of fonts you can use. I'm gonna copy in to you anything. Okay, let's use this font. That's it. Then you want to bring the font on top of your image, right? Image dot bring. Then like this, bring. Very simple. Bring syntax. The first element is the font that you want to use. Second is the starting x-axis. The starting point in the x-axis. The second will be the starting point on the y-axis. And then the text, the whole text here. You can copy the whole text here. Okay, print font 0, 0, and the message. It's very similar to this. Font, starting point, ending point, starting point on y-axis, and then the message. Okay. Okay, here we have now text. I want to hard code it to something called hello world. Like X, I'm gonna say Jim center, Jim top. Okay, and then finally we save the file using this syntax. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So we need a wait here that like this one take a while. You may not need it. You may. Here we change it to path original, path to original. And then the new name, for example, testing.jpg, JPG. I'm gonna comment out these. Okay. So using a similar way, you can try and catch here. Try, put everything into try, and then you catch the error. Console log. Right, everything's done. Let's try again. Delete this file. Hit again. Okay. Jim is not defined. I copy and paste, and I forgot to change the name of the variable. Yeah, that's why. I copy and paste, so I forgot to change this. Jim, all right. Try again. There's no error, right? And there's an image here. Open the image. Right, something wrong. Why the hell is there nothing? I use black. Maybe the font is not working. Let's console log font. Again. All right, font is there. We successfully load the font. The image is here. We bring the text, hello world, then we write it. So writing is successfully, we successfully wrote the file to the system. Right, I'm confused why there is not printing the text that we want. So how about I use this font? See what happens. So resizing the image work, but printing the text doesn't work. I suspect there's something wrong with the font, maybe. Test again. Font not defined. Oh. Why is font not defined? Again. There's no error. Right, there's no text here. I'm confused, guys. How about use another file? That's weird. Change the name here. Paste it. Save. Run again. Delete this. Load. No error. But there's nothing here. What? That's really weird. At least if something fall wrong, like we should see a console log here, right? Oh.
The Zoom chat.
Sorry?
On the Zoom chat.
Oh, I think I seen a way. What is all this? Ah, not that. Oh, made it last night. Let me try it first here first. Delete testing. The problem is like it does say, but the file is not like this part doesn't work. Only this part. This line run file, this one as well, and this one as well. So something wrong in here. Let's try it first. Again. And then check the file. Right, maybe high is correct. Like this. Go here. I forgot this. Comma. And paste 400. Try again. Delete the file.
So you need to have an image resize here?
It's not really resize, but it's the maximum size of the image. If you don't have that, maybe this one will go like out of the border of your image. So you define here's the frame, 400. And I will align to the center of that frame. And I'm going to say 400. The image is gone. I deleted it. Correct. Now I try again. There's some testing. Nope. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow.
How wide is the image? So wow. So the 400 and 400 here is very important, but we successfully bring it, right? We align top, the y-axis, we align top, so that's why it stick to the top. And we align center, it doesn't work with the center. Let's go back and read why what is these four values. In my code, I have 0, 0, right? And here's the text, 0, 0. What if I change this one to 100? What's gonna happen? Change X to 100. Let's see. Here we go. So it's go a little bit to the right, right? If you want more, you can say How about I name it to half images? How do you need? How do you get it to the middle? This line should work. I don't know why it doesn't work. You don't need a weight here. Okay. So the sizing, the position, like you need to adjust the position, like manually, or you can use something called a dimension. Dimension, go to documentation, read dimension. Yeah. Okay. Dimension. Wait, why only one? There's a bunch of things you need to you can read here, but let's not worry about that. Then now instead of hard coding the text, so how do you like bring the text according to what the user wants? Instead of hard coding hello world, it's about right. How you bring the text according to what the user wants to bring? You can do something like this. I'm gonna try cons top, right, equal to request dot body, not query. You can use body or you can use query, it doesn't matter. So you have top, and then if there is top, if top, you run this. If there's top, you run this. If there's bottom, you run another different one. But let's try with top first, right? And then you have top in here. Instead of bringing hello world, you bring top. Okay. If you want to send a request, I will send a request like this. Question mark top equal to hi hello world. Go back here and delete the file that we create. I send it again. Okay. Check, no error. Check the file. There's hello world here, right? So now if the user wants to bring anything, we can send a query like that. Okay. If the user doesn't send top, we're not bringing anything. Let's say I'm gonna remove top here. Hit enter. Still doesn't work. There's nothing. See, the file is empty. There's no string here. So that's how you bring whatever the user wants, right? You can use resize as we had done earlier. If you want to bring the bottom text, just add one more query and then check it, and then bring it just like this. Okay, what else? What else do we need to do? Oh, we need to change the name of the file, right? We need to dynamically select the file that we want instead of using hard coding this file, right? So the name of the file or the ID of the file will be stored inside data.json, right? So in order to read the file name, we need to read this file, the file name here. You need to send something like this. I'm gonna send this file name. For example, let's try to change this file, right? So what's the name of the file? 1592 and then 55 in the last. So it's gonna be this file. Okay. I'm gonna copy the name. Delete this file. We don't need it. Copy that name. Don't save. Copy that name, and then at long last, we want to do something like this. Top equal to hello, and then file name will be something like this. Okay. Right. I want to send something like this, and then we need to select the file as well. File name. Then we target the file if file name. If there's no file name, we return something like returned. respond dot send. For example, I'm going to send need a file name, right? Okay, else we read the file by using the name here instead of hard coding it. File name. Okay, read it and then save into a different folder. Now I need to use a different folder. I'm going to create a new path. I'm going to call it path to memes, right? And then we change the name here, memes. Okay, save it. Original, and then we need to save it into memes. Path to memes, right? The name will be the same name, or you can make a different name if you want, or you can use the same name and then the name of the file. We need to have something called datetime object at the first. New date. Okay. So what here you need to think, what if the user use one original image to create multiple different memes? So the file name will be the same, right? So that's why we need a prefix, the new date. So we need to like separate, differentiate between this meme and the other memes. We save it to a different path, right? That's also right to me. Just save. Test it again. I'm gonna hit enter here. Let's check my file. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter here. Everything is fine. All right, there's some error. There's no short file directory. Cannot find this file. Oh, there's a string here, that's why. There's a string here, you don't need that string, remove that string. Here. Okay, test again. Here we go. Okay. There's hello text on top. I run it again, another file called goodbye. Save it. No, sorry, not save it. Enter. Okay, enter. Now you create another file, right? Goodbye. Okay. One more step. We need to store the information of memes, just like how we did it with the originals, just like this, right? We have this file. Do we have the method to write and save? Yeah. Okay, go. All right, I did have it, right? Cool. So now, when we write the file, we also need to store the information so that when the user hit another route, for example, give me all the memes, we know how to render it. Okay, I'm gonna say let memes equal to load memes function, and then we push memes dot push. All right, what do we push here? We want to push a new object. The file name will be file name, right? This part, actually this one. But now if you copy and paste it, it will be a different file, different name, because new date will be initialized again. That's why you need to let name equal to this, and then you have name here, and then name here. Okay. Need to save it. Save memes. That's gonna be it. All right, let's try it again. Let's delete the whole thing. Yeah. All right, again, open the browser, hit enter. Load memes notify. I didn't import it, did I? Yeah. Load memes and save memes. Sorry. Delete this file. Again. There's no error. Test. We have the memes. We should also have the data. There we go. We also have the data, right? You can change this one to Unix timestamp instead of this string. Well, basically that's how we create a memes. That's the whole. It's very long, but like we need to think step by step like that. First, we need to read the file, bring the text on top of the file first, and then we think about receiving the dynamic content from the user by using request params or request, just like this. Okay. Then we bring the text according to the user, what the user wants. They want a top or bottom text. It depends. It doesn't matter. Just have more code. And then we save the memes into our storage with the syntax. Then we also create the data in our database, which is the memes of JSON. Right. That's the whole thing. I'm not doing the render though. It's just HTML. Okay. All right. We'll go again. Start from the get-go. Let's close this folder. Okay, here we go. What I did there was I go from 0 to the end, right? I started with trying to use gem, right? I had no idea what gem is, for example, and then I read the documentation. I try to copy and paste a couple of snippets they provide, and I try out. So I can actually read the files. I can bring something on top of that file using this syntax, this function, these methods, and this configuration. It's a pain in the ass, I would say. You need to understand these variables, these arguments. But basically, once you done it one or twice, you remember it. Okay, you successfully load the image, load the font, bring the font on top of the image, and then here we save it. We write in this, write a scenes we learned from yesterday, right? Not really, but from to do. We use something called file write scene, right? File read scenes. It's very similar. Right? The syntax is very similar. And then okay, that's it. The first step, that's it. Read the file, bring the text on top of the file, save it back. Next, I want to make the text dynamic, right? Dynamic. I don't want to hard code hello world, so that's why I add the query on my URL on my endpoint, top query. If there's a top query, you will do this. If there's no top, you don't need to do all of this, right? Here's a condition, okay? And then you need to check bottom. If there's a bottom, you will do all of this. Another thing, you will bring another one at the bottom of the image. If there's no bottom, you skip it. Okay? And then another thing come to mind is like how do we target the file dynamically? Depend on the user which file they want to use, for example. So instead of hard coding the name of the file, you need to make it another query file name. The user will have to provide the name of the file or the ID of the name of the file, the ID of the file. So with the ID, we will read. ID is a little bit more advanced. So with the ID of the file, maybe here, you need to go to data.json. You need to read that ID. For example, this file has the ID of 1, right? ID of 1 and comma. Okay, now you have the ID, then you need to read the file name. You need to read into data.json, get the file name out. And then you have the file name, so you make it a variable, put it in here. So we read that, and then when we save it, we also need the variable as well. We can use a different name by adding the new date as a prefix, so that the file name will never be like duplicate. There will be no file with the same name at all. And that's pretty much it for the whole thing. So instead of sending OK, you may need to use request render something. right? Right. Okay, you can try to do it later again. Then if question, please ask. Mostly need to know about this is from the documentation. Read more about that on the main page. Pause, Henry. Sure. Okay, there's no chat, right? If there's no question, I'm gonna stop the recording. Let's try to do it a couple of times. It's very confusing, I know. Between the async and await. Async and await is much easier to understand compared to the callback hell. It's very straightforward. If you use async and await, you get the file, the image, you get the form, and then you use the image to bring the text on top of that. Very simple. Very like I would say straightforward. But the tricky part I felt was this. I forgot this, and I don't think in the documents they have it. They skip it somehow. I don't know. So you can go to bring. Right, here we go. They have this slide. They didn't have it. And here they have a wrapper like to specify the maximum width and maximum height, so that your text will be inside that frame, not outside. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Right, I'm gonna stop everything here. You can try to redo it again if you have a question.